Did you know that a simple object placed on your bed can attract negative energies, affecting your financial life and your health? Believe it or not, there are items that, according to ancient spiritual teachings, have the power to drain your blessings and bring devastating consequences. Padre Pio, with his wisdom and connection with the divine, warned about the danger of seemingly harmless objects that, when poorly positioned, can open doors to ruin and poverty. But what is this object? Why does it have such a profound impact on our lives? And most importantly, what can you do to protect yourself from these negative influences? Keep watching and discover how a simple mistake can be undermining your prosperity, your health, and your happiness. This video will reveal secrets that have never been spoken in their entirety, and you will be surprised by what you will discover. Type: Padre Pio, I receive protection. The symbolism of objects and their relationship with spiritual energy. Since ancient times, the symbolism of objects has been a central point in various spiritual traditions. According to these beliefs, each object that surrounds us carries a unique energy that can influence our lives in a positive or negative way. For Padre Pio, this understanding was clear. The objects in our home, especially in our bedroom and, more specifically, in our bed, have a direct impact on our spiritual, emotional, and even financial well-being. The bed, being the place where we spend a large part of our time sleeping and recharging our energies, is seen as a crucial point. It represents rest, renewal, and spiritual intimacy. Any object that interferes with this balance can alter how we absorb energies throughout the day. When you place something loaded with negativity on your bed, such as debt papers, gifts from ill-intentioned people, or even broken objects, you may be inviting unwanted energies into your life, directly influencing your health, prosperity, and happiness. Padre Pio taught us that the care we put in our bed should not be underestimated. When we neglect this care, we open the door to financial problems, illnesses, and even emotional crises, which we often cannot explain rationally. Imagine the case of Clara, a woman who, for years, faced financial difficulties and health problems that seemed to have no solution. Despite working hard, she was never able to save money, and her health was progressively deteriorating. It was then that she heard about Padre Pio's teachings and began to analyze her environment. Clara realized that she had a habit of leaving bills and papers related to debts on her bed. Following Padre Pio's advice, she decided to remove them and, in their place, placed a small crucifix and a prayer. Within a few weeks, Clara noticed a significant change. Her financial problems began to diminish, and her health improved considerably. This transformation showed her the power of energies and how simple changes can have a great impact. Padre Pio's warnings and the consequences of ignoring these signs. Padre Pio, throughout his life, received many divine revelations and was deeply aware of the impact that objects and environments have on our lives. He warned his followers about the importance of maintaining purity not only in the heart, but also in the home. According to Padre Pio, certain objects can carry a negative spiritual charge that can interfere with our peace and well-being. And one of the most sacred places for him was the bed, where the body and soul rest and are renewed. Padre Pio warned that placing the wrong objects on the bed could attract illness, financial ruin, and even family problems. Ignoring these signs was, for him, a way of allowing negative energies to invade people's lives. For those who ignored this advice, he observed that the results could be devastating: loss of prosperity, the emergence of unexplained health problems, and disharmony in the home. An example of this can be seen in several stories of people who, by removing objects considered negative from their bedrooms, experienced significant changes in their lives. The simple act of cleaning the bed and avoiding accumulating items such as financial documents or broken objects was enough to unblock energy and bring peace. Padre Pio left us with a clear lesson. Our lives are a reflection of the environment we create. By ignoring the signs and warnings about what we keep in our beds, we may be sabotaging our own prosperity and health without realizing it. Are you going through difficult times and don't know who to turn to? Are financial worries, lack of direction, and daily challenges weighing on your life? Imagine having in your hands the solution to transform your life through faith with the powerful prayers of one of the most miraculous saints in history, Padre Pio. With the ebook, The Power of Padre Pio, you will have access to prayers for every moment of your life to bring peace, prosperity, protection, and immediate miracles. Don't wait any longer. Life is full of unexpected challenges, but you don't have to face them alone. Padre Pio is by your side, and this ebook is the spiritual guide you need to start attracting divine solutions to your problems. Download it now and feel the transformation in your life. Each prayer was created to strengthen your faith and open paths. If you are tired of struggling without results, now is the time to act. Don't miss this opportunity to bring Padre Pio's blessings into your daily life. Download the ebook now and see how your life can change. The download link is in the first pinned comment. Attention! Only a few copies left. Click on the link in the first comment now and get your ebook. Objects to avoid on your bed. What can attract poverty and ruin? Padre Pio always taught that what we place around us, especially in the space where we sleep, can have a direct and profound impact on our lives. The bed, being the place of rest and spiritual rejuvenation, should be preserved as a sacred space, free of objects that can negatively interfere with our energy. But after all, what are the items that should never be placed on the bed, at the risk of attracting poverty, ruin, and illness? One of the most common mistakes is to place financial documents, such as bills to pay or receipts, on the bed. These papers carry a symbolic energy of debt and financial responsibility, and having them in your resting place can block the energy of prosperity. The bed, intended for peace and renewal, becomes a place where worries about money and finances are present, even while you sleep, which can generate a feeling of scarcity. Furthermore, Padre Pio always warned against leaving broken or damaged objects on or around your bed. Items such as broken watches, broken jewelry, or anything that symbolizes wear and tear and deterioration can attract a similar energy into your life, promoting ruin and financial stagnation. Another object that you should never place on your bed is dirty clothes. Dirt, whether physical or symbolic, carries a heavy energy and can, when deposited on your bed, contaminate the space with negativity. Clothes that carry negative emotions from a stressful day or a difficult event should also not be left in your resting place, as this interferes with your ability to restore yourself spiritually. Padre Pio also recommended caution with gifts from people who do not have good intentions. Objects received from someone with envy or ill will can carry negative vibrations and, when placed on your bed, can open the door to financial difficulties and health problems. It is important to be discerning about what we allow into our most intimate space, and the bed is a place that should be protected above all else. Life example: John, a young entrepreneur, has always faced ups and downs in his business. Despite his efforts, he seemed to be stuck in a cycle of financial stagnation and personal problems. It was then that he, in search of answers, read about Padre Pio's advice. He realized that he had a habit of leaving unpaid bills on his bed, as well as keeping broken objects in his room. Following Padre Pio's guidance, John decided to cleanse his space, removing all items that could be blocking his prosperity. He also placed a crucifix next to his bed as a symbol of protection and spiritual renewal. Within a matter of weeks, John noticed a change. His financial life began to flow more positively, and he began to have more clarity and energy to make important decisions in his business. He realized that the environment around him, especially his resting place, was directly linked to how his life unfolded. How to protect your bed and attract blessings. The bed is one of the most important places in the house, as it is where our body rests and our soul is renewed. Padre Pio, with his deep spiritual understanding, always emphasized the importance of taking care of this sacred space, creating an environment conducive to attracting blessings and protection. But how can we protect our bed from negative energies and transform it into a point of attraction for prosperity and health? The first step is to always keep the bed clean and organized. Physical clutter can be a reflection of energetic clutter. Dirty sheets, piled up clothes, or unnecessary objects on the bed can block the flow of positive energy. Padre Pio recommended changing the sheets frequently, keeping the space always clean and airy. This not only promotes a feeling of renewal, but also creates an energetically pure environment where blessings can flow easily. Another essential aspect is the presence of sacred objects around the bed. Placing a crucifix, an image of the Virgin Mary or saints next to the bed, is a traditional practice that, according to Padre Pio, creates a barrier of spiritual protection against negative influences. Prayer also plays a fundamental role. He recommended that people say a short prayer before going to sleep, asking God to bless their sleep and protect their soul during the night. In addition, it is important to pay attention to the position of the bed. According to ancient teachings, it should never be facing the door, as this allows energies to circulate improperly, which can cause restlessness. Keeping the bed in a strategic position that favors the flow of energy is a way to ensure a peaceful and refreshing night's sleep. Padre Pio also emphasized the need to remove objects that symbolize sadness, pain, or conflict. This includes photographs of difficult times or gifts from people who do not share good intentions. These objects can carry a negative emotional charge, directly influencing your well-being. Replacing them with images or items that represent love, happiness, and gratitude is a way to bring positive vibrations to your resting environment. Finally, maintaining an attitude of gratitude and faith is essential. The bed is where we surrender our body and spirit to rest, and this surrender must be done with confidence that the divine is protecting us. By adopting an attitude of gratitude for the day that has passed and the blessings that are to come, you align yourself with a positive frequency, opening doors to new opportunities and abundance. By following these teachings of Padre Pio, we can transform our resting place into a true sanctuary, where blessings flow and negative energies are kept at bay. Taking care of the space in which we sleep is taking care of our own soul, and this directly reflects on our health, prosperity, and happiness. O dear and beloved Padre Pio, faithful servant of God, who has always taught us about the power of energies and faith in our lives, today I come before you, seeking your guidance and protection regarding the most sacred space in my home, my bed, where I rest my body and soul. Teach me to care for this space with the necessary respect and reverence, so that it may always be a place of peace, prosperity, and spiritual renewal. Help me to understand, as you have taught us, the symbolism of the objects that surround us. May I have the discernment to perceive the energies that each object carries, so that only those that bring light and blessings are present around me. May my bed be a place of healing and rejuvenation, where rest is deep and protected by the hands of God. I ask you to enlighten me regarding the signs and warnings that you, in your divine wisdom, have left us. May I not ignore the warnings about the dangers of allowing negative energies to enter my resting space. May I, with your help, remove any object that brings sadness, ruin, or illness, and may I protect myself from the invisible influences that may threaten my health and prosperity. Padre Pio, free me from the error of placing objects that carry the weight of debt or financial responsibilities on my bed. May I never allow the negativity of these items to block the blessings that God wishes to pour into my life. Teach me to value my resting space as a sacred place and to keep away any broken or deteriorated object that symbolizes ruin and stagnation. Guide me to take care of my bed with care and diligence, keeping it clean, organized, and free of clutter. May I feel the lightness of a harmonious environment where energies flow freely, bringing prosperity and health. Help me to have the clarity and wisdom to remove any gift or object that carries bad intentions, and may I replace these influences with symbols of faith and protection. I also ask, Padre Pio, that you guide me in the practice of prayer before going to bed. May I entrust my sleep and my life to God's care with a pure heart and trusting in His protection. May my bed become a place of blessings and renewal, where divine light shines and drives away every shadow of fear, illness, or poverty. Finally, Padre Pio, I thank you for your constant intercession. May I follow your teachings and transform my resting place into a true refuge of peace, prosperity, and healing. May God's presence always be at my side while I sleep, and may each night be an opportunity to renew my strength and receive new blessings. Amen. Taking care of the energy around your bed for prosperity and health. Throughout this guide, we explore Padre Pio's teachings on the importance of our resting space and the objects we place on our bed. More than just a physical space, the bed is a meeting point between body and spirit, where deep rest allows our energies to be renewed. However, when we do not take care of this space with due respect and discernment, we can open the door to negative influences that affect our financial life, our health, and even our emotions. Padre Pio warned us about the invisible dangers that can surround our environment, especially where we sleep. Placing the wrong objects on our bed, such as debt papers, broken items, or gifts loaded with negative intentions, can attract poverty, ruin, and illness. These objects act as magnets for low vibrational energies, blocking the flow of blessings and creating obstacles in our path. Understanding that objects carry deep symbolism and associated energies is essential to maintaining harmony and prosperity in our lives. As we have seen, simple actions such as organizing the bed, keeping the environment clean, and carefully choosing what we put on it can make all the difference in our spiritual and material journey. On the other hand, ignoring these precautions can lead to unexpected consequences, such as financial problems, frequent illnesses, and disharmony in the home. By adopting the teachings of Padre Pio, you are opening yourself to a path of renewal and protection. He taught us that, just as we protect our spirit with prayers and faith, we must also protect our physical environment with zeal and attention. The bed, being the place where we spend a third of our lives, deserves special care. It is not only a place of rest, but also a point of connection with the divine. To ensure that your bed becomes a place of blessings, you can take simple and practical measures. First, always keep the environment clean and organized. Physical clutter reflects spiritual clutter, and this can interfere with your ability to connect with the positive energies around you. Additionally, avoid accumulating negative objects on your bed. Sad books, unpaid bills, and gifts from ill-intentioned people should be kept away from this space. Replace these items with objects that bring peace and spirituality, such as a crucifix, a rosary, or an image of saints. In addition to physical actions, spirituality should always be present in your resting place. Padre Pio recommended prayer before sleeping as a way of surrendering your spirit into the hands of God. This simple but powerful practice creates a protective barrier around you, ensuring that your sleep is deep and restorative, and that negative energies are kept at bay. The central message of Padre Pio's teachings is clear. prosperity and health are not only the fruits of work and physical effort, but also of the way we care for our environment and our soul. When we keep our bed and our resting space in harmony, we allow blessings to flow freely into our lives.